Good morning everyone, welcome back to the channel. If you haven't already, don't forget to hit that subscribe button, turn them notifications on. So we're back today, and just a quick one. This will be interesting, we'll see how many attempts it takes Dad to get the grab on the JCB. Attempt 1. That's attempt 2 in the same place. Attempts. Right, so there's the grab on. I have just got to drop the straw chopper. Yeah, they need a grab. The heifers need a grab around the other side. They need a bale around there as well, then the other heifers. They need a bale of haylage. So, just general kind of jobs on the agenda today. Then we got, what have we got to do? I got the slurry hole to empty this morning. Is like a 10-minute job. Dad's just getting some silage down. So he's got to take a block round to the heifers around the other side, and obviously got to feed the cows. It's Saturday morning, and well, yeah, just got some general work on to do today. I'll just sit you all down there. It's on. There goes that buzzer again. It's a really nice day today. So yesterday, this yard looks a lot better today. Yesterday, Mark and I were changing the rubber on our scraper, and you don't realise how bad a job the scraper was making until you put new rubber on it, because the yard this morning's looking an awful lot better than it was yesterday. We'll just get our stirrer hooked up, and we'll just have a quick look at the stirrer as well. Get the track to the beans a little bit. I engage the PTO from outside because I can stop inside. Just wind that up, and that's what it's doing. So that stirrer, it's a red rock. Yeah, it stirs slurry and pumps it. There's not really much else to it. Slurry, when it's pumping, comes up this pipe and into our slurry tower, which is rather empty. It's always a lovely sight. We've had quite a bit of rain this week, so there's quite a lot of water in the slurry through this morning, which isn't too bad a problem. It does mean it's easy to stir up. So we'll get this stirred and catch up once that's completed. I just noticed that before that guard was spinning on the scoop, the chain had come off, so I just took the chain back up. While that's stirring up, just thought we'd head into the silage shed and have a little bit of an update on how the silage situation is looking. So, we've got 2 full bays left. There actually be plenty to see us through the rest of the winter now. We have, well, that obviously depends when the winter ends, because you never know. At the moment, we have got around about 20 cows to dry off in the herd. They have come to the stale stage. They are around about 6 weeks off calving now, 6 to 8 weeks. So they've dropped off their milk, so we're kind of going for a little bit of an extended dry period with these. Kind of a difficult one. This silage here, our bottom blocks anyway, because we've sort of got this mix up of first cut here and second cut up the top. The top block is not very good quality stuff, so what we're going to be doing is using the top blocks for the dry cows around the other side, and then the lower blocks to keep feeding them into our milking cows and heifers around here. The problem we're getting at the moment is these staler cows are eating these lower blocks of silage, which are too good a quality for what we want them to do, and as a result of that, they're just starting to carry a little bit too much excess weight, and that's not what we want in the run up to calving. So we're going to take them out from the cows probably either tomorrow or Monday, take them around to the other side, give them a week on hay to bring them right away from the silage, and then reintroduce it a little bit with the top blocks, which is very high in dry matter, very low in protein. So it's pretty ideal for dry cows. Really what we should be feeding them is some straw, but obviously we're a little bit short of that this year. So we'll go with the top blocks then, up until 2 weeks prior to calving, and then what we've got is a segregation in the shed. So the one side is where our dry cows will be, and then when they are 2 weeks off calving, we'll shift them over to the other end of the shed and start feeding them this better quality silage, just to start that milk to produce, and probably going to start giving them a few dry cow rolls as well. So hopefully when they start calving down, they're going to be calving right in the spring, which is not really ideal for us with the way that our milk contract works. We kind of would like to push towards the autumn calving when they pay a better premium on the milk, but it's when the bull went in and it's when he caught the cows. I'm happy to have them calving, you know, we get the young stock then and we get the milk in the tank. But yeah, silage situation is looking good. We have still got quite a few bales of haylage around the other side as well. So if we did sort of run out of this, at least we got something to keep the cows on. But to be honest with you, I cannot see that being a problem. There isn't many bales of straw left on top of the silage either, which is not really a problem, but we are starting to run a little bit low in our straw supply, but we're just gonna have to make do. I have got some hay to collect from somewhere, which we're gonna probably use as bedding at some point. I mean, it's not the best quality hay, so it's probably better off going underneath them than in front of them. It's gonna do the same thing as the straw. So we better get back now to the stir and check on that. That's stirred up lovely now. It's stirred, so now we will just swap our lever over. So I run this in a half and half when pumping out. It just seems to, it just restricts the flow a little bit on that pipe, to be honest. But also, whilst it's pumping out, it's still stirring up, so if there are any extra lumps that haven't been taken care of now, they will obviously be taken care of. Start this up again. So we start this just on tick over, and then I'll go over button. Feature I love on this tractor. Brilliant it is. It's absolutely brilliant for lugging slurry, that one. And then we'll just fire that up. We'll go and have a look up the other ladder. This is a ladder by our stirrer, which when I was stirring slurry the other day with, decided that that shaft there would come off, if you can see for the sun. My shaft there come off, and it's down in there somewhere now. I just got a slight feeling that we're not going to find it very easily. There's our slurry coming up the pipe and into our storage tower, which I've currently got my camera held over, so yeah, we'll bring that back a little bit. Just keep an eye on that. Pump that up into here, and then that's that job done. There we are, there is the hole emptied. So my camera has just died. Brilliant stuff. We got our straw chopper hooked up ready for tonight and get these cows loosed out. Right, so on to the evening jobs now. You will see that we've got the foot bar set up there ready for the cows. Tonight, Dad's on the milking job and I'm doing all the other work, so scraping, bedding, feeding the cattle around the other side, sorting a couple of calves out. So we'll just... Do you want these cows in? Yeah. Shut that gate there because they'll be straight out, else loose to go. Here they come. As you'll see, they are waiting to be milked. Got the light switched on. It's not quite gone dark yet, but surprisingly quick it does drop dark. Current time 4:20. So we're a little bit later than usual starting. We usually start around 4 o'clock, but we've just been sorting that foot bath out. Let's get these cows out the cubicles. Come on then, girls. Come on. Up you jump, girlie. Just now fetch the cows off the top yard as well, and then we'll get this scraped. You'll see there's not a lot. To be fair, it's very clean today, this yard. But we like to give it a scrape, especially as we've got the foot bath up, so that they go through the foot bath and then they come out to a nice clean yard. So probably in the morning what we'll do is scrape this yard at the same time as I am now. So whilst we're milking in the morning, give the top yard a scrape and do it like that. Just means that they're always coming onto a nice clean yard. chopping and scraping done. Obviously we got the bottom end to do once we finish milking, once the cows are shut in here. So now it's the cattle to feed again, around the other side. If you want to see our cattle feeding routine, then just have a quick look back on the channel videos. I think it was the one before the last one where we were doing the cattle feeding. So at night, I've got these Herefords just up here to feed. We've got a shed of little Herefords and a couple of Belgian Blues. So I got them to feed with some corn, and then over the other side I've just got some hay to chuck out. So over there at the moment we're only feeding 1 load of corn a day to them. So we'll do the mix. I'm not going to show any of that because we've already done that. If you want to see that after this video, go and check that one out. There's our little Herefords and a few Belgian Blues fed here. So we'll just quickly run over. Well, not run. I don't do running. Just go over to the other side now. We have got our shed ready for our dry cows to come into, so it's bedded down. We've got some silage in the ring there for them. And then in the shed here, we have got our heifers due to calve down soon. Probably move a couple of them over into the dry cow shed because it's just a bit cleaner in there. We've got our groups here. We split this shed up. This group here has silage and haylage, and this group down here has hay. I got a load of hay in store. Let's turn this light on here because it just gives a bit more light. Oh, will it? Just open our door. This is what I love about little square bales of hay. I'll just keep them in this barrier area here. They're all stacked in there. See the combine parked up for winter. Got my bale of hay here. These just have a little square bale at night. That lasts them through until morning. So we'll just cut this and distribute it out. Just chuck this out now. These guys are lovely stuff. Here they are. Get into that nicely. So usually these sheds over here on a normal year we would be feeding them corn twice a day. We've had to kind of adapt a little bit this year and change our normal routine over. We've spoken about we're not going to go out and buy corn, so we just make do with stock that we've got. This hay is actually from 2019. It's been in store for about 18 months now. It's not lost its quality at all. It's some pretty nice stuff. I was supposed to sell this after that harvest. I was going to sell it all, but I never got round to it, and I'm quite glad I didn't in the end. So, there. There's all them fed. Yeah. Pretty happy. These ones here seem to want a bit of it, but they don't need it. They've got their silage there. So now I'm just gonna have a quick walk through this shed of heifers because there are a couple quite close to calving. Just make sure nothing's gonna calve. It didn't look like there was this morning, but things can change within the space of 8 hours. So we'll have a quick look in there, see what's going on, and see what's going on around the other side. Just drive the cows now out the bottom cubicles. So we'll shut them in the collecting area. Usually you can shut around about 30 in there, 25, 30, so there'll be enough room in there now for the rest of the cows. And then I will scrape this bottom end up and straw it down, push the slurry down the hole that we scraped off the top yard and that, and we'll be done with the cubicles. And around about that time, Dad should be finished with the milking. Come on, girl. There we go. We'll just come up to the top end of the cubicles where we have got a better light so that you can see. There is the bottom end of the cubicles done. You'll see under me an extremely clean floor. That's from wiping my hands, and that's how much is on there. So yeah, as I said earlier on, changing that scraper rubber yesterday has made a massive difference to scraping up, and that is what we want. We don't want any excess slurry left on the floor, because at the end of the day, that's just harbouring bacteria. And what are we going to get a result of that? Most commonly, digital dermatitis. That's why we've got the cows going through the foot bath regularly, to try and limit or reduce or completely abolish the cases of digi. We get the odd cow, but to be fair, they're not too bad. Anyway, I think that brings us to the end of today's video. All that's left to do now is Dad's probably got 10 cows left to milk, so I'll jump in the parlour now, give him a hand to finish the milking, wash through, a couple of cows to feed, and then we are done for the day. So I hope you've all enjoyed this video. I'd like to thank you all for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and we will see you all in the next one.